Who's your favorite Disney princess? Tell me in the comments down below. Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. It's Wednesday once again and it's still March, so that means it's time for another round of March Fandom Mayhem. This is a month-long collab Weblight Dreams and I do for the month of March, and this is our second year doing it. We've got a playlist for last year and a playlist for this year, and I've got those linked down below along with a link to Weblight Dreams' channel, so be sure to check out her new fan art for the week if you haven't already. What we're doing is we're just creating fan art from existing fandoms, not creating OCs, and we want you guys to join in. Share your new fan art content anywhere on social media with the hashtag MarchFandomMayhem, and we'll feature you in our wrap-up videos next week. If you want to share your new fan art content as YouTube videos, include the phrase March Fandom Mayhem in your video title and link to our channels or the current season playlist in your description, and we'll add you to that playlist and also give you a shout out next week. Remember, it has to be fan art of an existing character from an existing fandom, and your post has to be new this month. We've seen a lot of great art so far and even had a few videos to watch, and it's so much fun to see all of you participating. Keep it up. Before I get on with talking about my piece today, I'd also like to tell you about the giveaways I have coming up. The first is my Let's Get Jenna Monetized giveaway, and that one will open when this channel has the watch hours for monetization. The prize will be your choice of a prize pack, plus a small original artwork. And the prize pack choices are the art supplies I've been setting aside for a giveaway, the fantasy genre duplicates I have on my bookshelf, or a book depository order placed on your behalf. The second giveaway is the Let's Get Jenna to 2K giveaway, and that one will open once this channel has reached and stayed at or above 2,000 subscribers for a few days. The prize for that one will be an Amazon gift card or a book depository order. Winners from both contests do need to be subscribed to this channel to win, and all possible prizes except for the Amazon gift card will require that you're able and willing to provide your mailing address privately with me if you win. More details for both giveaways are in the description box down below, and I'll be making a dedicated video announcement soon to spread the word. For now, what you can do to help those giveaways happen as soon as possible is make sure you're subscribed and watching my videos all the way through. Hit the like button, leave comments, and maybe even share videos with your friends. So as you can probably tell by now, I'm drawing Belle from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, though I don't think I got her face right. I think the eyes are too small. Disney likes big eyes and tiny mouths and barely visible noses. Oh well, call mine a more realistically proportioned face. Belle has always been my favorite Disney princess for a few reasons. First of all, she's a bookworm, and she's not afraid to be smart. She also doesn't look like the other princesses before her. Brunettes are criminally underrepresented among the Disney princesses, despite the fact that it's the most common Caucasian hair color around the world. Disney loves a blue-eyed, golden blonde princess, but Belle is a brunette with brown hazel eyes. She looks more like me than any of the others. Now, I acknowledge that visible minorities haven't had much representation in Disney films at all, and I'm fortunate that so many princesses before Belle were at least my complexion. I'm not trying to diminish that by being happy that a princess has my hair color, but when you're 4, that's what matters, and I was 4 when this was released on VHS. Yes, I watched the crap out of it. And I had a Barbie doll version of Belle and the Beast. He had a padded outfit and a full head beast mask, but underneath it all he was just a regular Ken doll, except for the fact that he had actual hair like a Barbie rather than the painted helmet of usual Ken dolls. My sister had the Sleeping Beauty set a little further into the 90s, and that Prince doll was just the regular painted hair version. But we're getting off track on a tangent. I also really love Belle because she's so compassionate and she knows what she wants. The scene where she's hanging out in the field of dandelions gone to seed singing "I want so much more than they've got planned" has always struck me as so powerful. And I love the fact that she's utterly unimpressed by everything that is Gaston. Look at this 1991 Disney cartoon subtly taking down toxic masculinity. It's been a thing for years on the internet now that people constantly equate Beauty and the Beast, and Belle in particular, with Stockholm Syndrome, but I don't think that's accurate or fair. In Stockholm Syndrome, hostage and kidnapping victims learn to love their captors and eventually believe it themselves because their lives depend on it. Belle's life didn't depend on it. Beast accepted her trade of herself for her father, but he didn't keep her locked in a cell indefinitely. He gave her rooms and nice things. True, he didn't want her first supper in the castle to be delivered to her if she wouldn't come dine with him, but his staff disobeyed that immediately. They also spent time with her, socializing and cheering her up, showing her around, anything she needed, and Beast didn't prevent any of that. If she had continued to shun Beast, she would have been just fine. She chose to start spending time with Beast because she's a compassionate person, and when she did, she started to see the person underneath the grouchy Beast exterior, and she liked what she saw. She may have been technically his prisoner, unable to leave the castle grounds, but she was far from isolated or in danger, and she didn't have to spend time in his company. The fact that she started to catch feelings when she started spending time with him willingly just means she genuinely liked the person she was getting to know. And I feel like I'm probably repeating myself now, but again, I love the fact that she was able to see the person underneath the Beast exterior. I love the fact that she was strong enough to choose to try and make a life for herself in this new tiny world of hers rather than wallow. I love the fact that she was able to love someone who did wrong things for the morally gray reasons that he believed were the right reasons. She was able to forgive him when he started to grow as a person. Another thing I loved about Belle and her movie in general is the parent-child relationship. I grew up with one caring and consistent parent. Most main Disney characters are either orphans or only have one parent, but Belle and her father actually have a great relationship, and it's shown on screen, and that's wildly different from any of the princesses before her. Snow White has an evil stepmother, and we hear nothing of her father. Aurora's parents give her up to a trio of fairies as an infant to protect her. Ariel is fighting her father at every turn. Her mother's dead, and her father quite literally destroys everything she loves in a fit of anger. Cinderella is an orphan serving her evil stepmother and stepsisters. Belle is her father's best friend. He wants whatever she wants, and they're both willing to sacrifice themselves for each other. I've also always loved all variations of the Beauty and the Beast story for the Beast character. I don't have a bad boy fetish or anything, but I love the misunderstood, tortured soul who learns how to be human character arc, and I love the fact that in most versions of the story, Beast gets to a point where he believes it's now or never to break his curse, and he chooses to let his beauty go rather than keep her captive. It's icing on the cake that it usually works out in the end, but even in the darker versions that don't, that's the end point of the character arc that I love so much. The choice to make a completely selfless decision at the critical moment where he's out of time to save himself if he doesn't make the selfish choice right now. And for those who are wondering, my second favorite of the traditionally animated old-school Disney princesses is Jasmine, the other dark-haired, strong woman with a doting parent. True, her father's a little less inclined to say whatever you want and isn't listening to what she has to say about her awful suitors, but at least she's still fighting against the pompous narcissist parade herself, and she's a big part of the action saving the day at the end of the film. I've already done fan art of her, by the way, and I'll link it if I remember. Disclaimer for those who rush off to check it out after, it's a collage of live-action Jasmine flanked by anime Jasmine and Raja, and I didn't realize until it was too late that the movie promo image I was referencing for live-action Jasmine is way too washed out in terms of light balance, so I completely admit I colored her too pale for the actress. I am very sorry. If I thought the paper could handle it, I would film a part 2 darkening it up, but I think it's taken all the pencil layers it can handle. Of the newer princesses, and by newer I mean since Pixar was incorporated into Disney and got in on the princess game, I think my favorite is Merida. I'm seeing a trend here: badass, strong-willed, not blonde girls with a healthy relationship with at least one parent and a few choice things to say about their suitors. I have nothing against blondes in general, by the way. My family is nearly half Scandinavian if you add up all the branches. I'm related to a lot of blue-eyed blondes, but this brown-eyed brunette got sick of only seeing blondes held up as beautiful from an early age. Also, the only girl I didn't get along with in elementary school was a blue-eyed blonde, and she was Mean Girls Regina George nasty, but somehow all our teachers worshipped the ground she walked on, and I'm a brunette with a brunette mother and a redhead sister, so I didn't like blonde characters that much as a little kid. So, who's your favorite Disney princess? From any Disney era? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to check out what Weblight Dreams has created this week if you haven't already. I've got her channel linked in the description and the pinned comment. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and if you like living life creatively, Whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye, guys!